So, King Speed's gonna break his silence right now. I see I got 11 minutes of recording time on this phone, so I'll make it quick. Listen, first off, Mike Green is the GOAT. Mike Breen is the fucking GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest basketball play-by-play announcer of all time. I will say that. We've had Marty Glickman, we've had Marv Albert, we've had, we got guys like, I forget who used to do the West Coast games back then, but it was Marv Albert really the best in the East. Like, he do most of the East. He would do a lot of the Bulls, Knicks games. Mike Breen is the GOAT. I mean, I've never seen anybody so descriptive of the game. So he just has the ability to capture what's going on. I go back from Mike Breen when it was Marv Albert doing the game on television, and Breeny was doing the game on radio. And I could only listen to radio because cable wasn't available back in the 90s in my area. Like, we couldn't. Not that we couldn't afford it, it just wasn't available. They couldn't set it up. Something about the location, it wasn't, So I couldn't watch Knicks games on MSG. The only time I see the Knicks will be on the NBC or NBC. Not even if they were on TNT, I couldn't see the Knicks. So I would listen to them most nights on the radio. And Mike Breen was just so descriptive of the game. I felt like I was missing nothing. So I'm gonna say that again. He's done so many NBA finals over the last 25 to 30 years since ESPN and the ABC have had the contract. He's doing every NBA finals. He is the GOAT. And he's a real Knicks fan. He's a real Knicks fan. That was his dream job to become the play-by-play announcer of the New York Knicks, and he's done that faithfully for the past almost 40 years. Okay? That's number one. Stephen A. Smith is considered a colleague, right? And Stephen A. had something to say about, again, misinterpreting what Mike Breen said about, having the expectations of winning a championship. And we're at the point where anything less than a championship is a failure, right? And that's actually a good thing. But again, Knicks fans, and listening to guys like Stephen A. Smith and his national media, we're punch drunk. And I get it. And that's why I rock like I rock. I am who I am. I'm the Stoic Knicks fan. I'm the optimistic Knicks fan. I was described as the positive Knicks fan. Okay? However you want to describe me. I'm also a Knicks fan who pays attention. I pay attention to what's going on. Okay? I pay attention. And the Knicks are fine. I'm going to say this again. The Knicks are fine. We're top, right, as of now, we're the top 3 offense in the league. We're top 8 defense in the league. I guess we fell to 8. Couple of those losses, right? Where we have as much a chance as Boston. I know Boston's playing great. I have not been that impressed with Boston, and the last time we saw Boston, we won. You see, this is the bottom line. Like, we have to continue to prove ourselves. No one else has to. We have to play the best. We've been playing the 3rd best basketball record-wise in the conference, and I guess for some people that's not enough. I get it. I expected us to be the 1 seed. Detroit has had a great season. Boston has had a much better, and I expected Boston to win about 45 to 50 games this year. They won a little bit more. They've been a little bit better than I thought, and they got Jason Tatum back. I'm gonna say this again. I don't think Jason Tatum is back and ready for a whole. I don't think he's gonna be 100%. If you're playing this guy 40 minutes, I'm not saying I'm rooting for it, but I'm expecting a re-aggravation of some sort of injury because they really should have this guy on a strict minutes limit. But I guess the way they play, I think the Knicks stylistically play better than the Boston Celtics. I think we have a better roster than the Celtics. I think head to head we match up well. I don't think that Jason Tatum I think the Knicks are a better team. Like, we should have won all 3 games we played prior. I know Jaylen Brown got hot in that second game. The one on was in December the 4th. The Knicks were, when I was watching the game, because I had to stop and do my show. We were well in control of that game, and they got hot, and a lot of guys got hot. And that's the thing about Boston. Their whole thing is about getting hot. If they get hot, they win. But I don't see them in this iteration being hot all playoffs. I don't. So I think the Knicks are the best team in the East. That's all. We can lose in the first round and to a hot Charlotte. See, Charlotte lost to Boston last night. Charlotte are going to see come to play. Look, they're a better team than they were, but they're not seeing the Knicks because they beat us the last time. Again, my whole thing is Knicks need to get to the playoffs healthy. That's it. No diving on loose balls or going for one and then losing a Josh Hart or losing a Brunson or something like that. Don't do that. It's the fact that Knicks fans listen to guys like Stephen A. And I get Stephen A. has a big platform. Stephen A. does the whole debate discourse show, but pay attention. He's not a real Knicks fan. He's not. Mike Breeny is a Knicks lifer. Mike Breeny does the play-by-play. He can tell you every play on the Knicks. He does 40% of the Knicks games. At least 40 plus Knicks games, which is more than half the Knicks game over the course of a season. He does this nationally. He does this locally. Stephen A. Smith is not known. And I'm speaking to Knicks fans here because we are so punch drunk that we fall for these media bullshit narratives. I always say, why are we not treated like a team in the league? Like any other team in the league? We have to look like gangbusters every night. Look, have we looked like the best team in the league? No, we have not. But it doesn't, like, you don't have to be the 1 seed. You don't have to be the number 1 overall team. And this proves most of the years to win the championship. Now, the last 2 teams to win the championship, I believe Boston and OKC were 1 seeds. But they were 1 seeds that people like to say got challenged or avoided the best competition because of injuries. Again, I don't do too much what if scenarios or whatever. I don't put too much into what if and this and the third. I go by what happened. By the same token, I do know that the Knicks beat the defending champions last year, and we lost to a team that I say we took for granted, and we got out-coached by. And that's part of the narrative of what happened last year. And so Knicks fans are now wearing that punch drungness. Oh yeah, you beat Boston. You loaded up to beat Boston, but you got your ass whipped by Indiana. Yes, we did. And I think we've learned enough from last year. I think we've seen enough from last year and this year to not have that happen. Like, if we have a chance to play at a team that we are inferior in, there are only 2 teams in the conference that are ahead of us in the standing, or therefore more favored to win. We beat in the playoffs last year. The 2 teams we beat in the playoffs are the teams that are 1 and 2 last year, and they have most of that same roster. I'm not gonna say Boston got better. How do they get better? They have a diminished Jason Tatum. No matter how good he's playing, he's not as good as he was last year. They lost a lot of key pieces from their rotation. I don't think Peyton Pritchard nor anybody on that team can deal with Jalen Brunson or Karl-Anthony Towns. I mean, look, I'm gonna get into my playoff reviews. I've been trying to find time to do a show, and I just keep going on in my personal life. But I'm going to get into it. I'm definitely going to get into it. I think the Knicks are very favorable to take the East. If they're not the Vegas favorite, okay, cool. I think good money is to put. I think good money would be put on the Knicks if we're plus 800 or plus 1,000 or some shit like that. I think that would be good money. I'm not saying that that's a lock, because again, you have to go out and you have to win 3 series. The Knicks would have to go out and win 3 series, and a lot of things can happen. But I do think the Knicks have a very good, favorable chance to win. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Like I said, listen to Mike Breen before you listen to him to a Stephen A. Smith, a grifter, a fake Knicks fan. Because Knicks will be fine. I've been telling you, if you've been listening here, I've never wavered. I think the Knicks are the favorite in the East, and I'm going to stand on it. Peace.